There we go. There's Siribot. Stream Elements. And for some reason, Frosty Tools didn't do its little thing. I am surprised about that. Cause I say like I feel like most of the time it's like they always do the thing first. It's like it's always like Frosty Tools first, and then like either like Siribot and then Stream Elements, whatever. But I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna check on Discord. See how things are going there. I have to work on that a little bit. Check, I'll go to Twitch now. Go to your dashboard. Going to check the streams, how it's looking sounding and everything, hopefully. Okay. Alright, let me just check one more time, just for the hell of it, I guess. Sorry. Being pretty small streamer and everything like that, and not having really like someone to, to be here, kind of like help confirm, or deny things, kind of put someone on edge a little bit, but anyway, everything seems to be, in good working order. All the boss done their, a lot of the boss done their stuff and things. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, as always, everyone, heyo, my fellow Rumble Maniacs. It's Mr. Rumble Roses here, and welcome to yet another installment of Let's Play It Live, where I stream random things at random times for various different reasons. And today, once again, I'm excited to get back into some more Dead by Daylight. In the last stream I did some Survivor gameplay as Nicolas Cage, trying to get some sort of value out of a perk of his called Dramaturgy. I'm gonna kind of get into it a little bit more due time, but today a new rift has come before us. Can't remember exactly what it's called exactly. But yeah, new rift has come before us. Some patch changes have done a thing here and there. I know that cross-examination from Shane Wigwas, has been. I don't know if I would say like fully altered, or just like nerfed, and everything. But that was the thing that was gonna be like that was a perk that I knew that was gonna be getting changed. Was gonna be getting like updated somewhere down the road or whatever. Also, there were some things involving Jason. Some people say that some people say that he's nerfed. I don't really know 100% for sure. I mean, the one thing I remember seeing that a lot of people were talking about was how with how one of Jason's add-ons called Sauna Rock had gotten nerfed. I think it was like originally 13 seconds, so now it's down to 3 seconds, and everything. And I think that's one. And I think that's probably one of the perks, one of the add-ons that I used when I did my Adept run on Jason. But I don't know. But yeah, today we're gonna be doing some more Survivor action and everything. Maybe work towards getting some stuff in the new Rift and see how things go. Alright, so the perks that I have are the following. So, Dramaturgy is the main little thing. This is a Nicolas Cage teachable. While healthy and running, use X, you gain 25% haste for 2 seconds, but you get exhausted for 40 seconds, and then once you activate it, you got a little bit like a little kip up in your knees or whatever, and then one of the following things happen. So, you gain 25% haste for 2 seconds, you get exposed for 12 seconds, you gain a random rare item with random add-ons, or you just basically just scream and nothing happens. And as you can see, the same effect cannot happen twice in a row, so there's that. Vigil pretty much allows us to, within 60 meters of survivors, use a lot of the status effects and everything like that, from exhausted, exposed, things like that. Now, hold on, I'm trying to think, I can't remember the name off the top of my fucking head. So, so in the previous stream that we did, we used two other perks. One of them was Ghost Notes, where it's while you're exhausted, your scratch marks disappear 50% faster, and you lose exhausted 10% faster. So, there was that. The other perk that I was using, which is if I can find it. The other perk I was using which was Bond. Allowed me to see the ore of my teammates within 36 meters, and it not only helped to be able to know where everyone was at, to make sure I don't maybe bring the killer to them or anything like that, but also to maybe to help myself and that and others get rid of any status effects that may have lingered. But in this little installment for this one, I decided to go with these following perks, which is Finesse from Lara Croft, where while healthy, you fast fault 20% faster. And then 5 moves ahead from Quan Tae Young. This was so this was a perk that I kind of thought of on using instead of Windows of Opportunity because. Before stream, I decided to look about what kind of perk or kind of I decided to do a little thing of looking about what kind of perks would be good to have for a nice loadout involving Dramaturgy. Some of the things that were mentioned was Vigil, Finesse, and Windows of Opportunity. But this one I kind of decided to switch out Windows for 5 moves ahead. Because while I'm in the killer's chain rage or chased by the killer, I see the auras of the 5 closest pallets and windows, and I drop things faster. Hey Bella, how are you, my friend? Good
Anyone
to see you.
Know how to get out of this paradise? Anyone?
Yeah, so I see the closest 5 pallets and windows. Apparently I drop things a bit like pallets 50% faster. So yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm just about to play some more Dead by Daylight Survivor, and I'm doing a little thing with Nicolas Cage here, as you can see. I'm doing a little random build. trying to, still to try to play around with this perk right here called Dramaturgy and everything. And I was kind of like, just explaining the perks and everything. But other than that, I'm good. No real complaints. But but yeah, like I say, so they said the thing I saw was like, having Windows be the thing. I was like, it's decent, but all that. I was about to see when I saw your notification pop up. Well, I appreciate you coming by and everything. I wasn't really planning on streaming that much, but because of how like things were pretty quiet and and everything like that, I was like, man, maybe I can sneak in another Let's Plays live and just play some DBD, especially with the new Rift and stuff being out. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, we're gonna be trying to play some Survivor with Nicolas Cage, because we're also gonna be trying to do a thing, hopefully, sometime in the future, to get him to P100, aka Prestige 100. Because I want to hear that special little P100, uh, voice line that he apparently does when you reach it. For those that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you can be able to do a thing in this game where you quote unquote prestige a character to like higher levels, and you can also get like various little offerings and things like that. Like for like offerings, items, add-ons, whatever. And if I can, and hopefully if I can get it down along the way. Well, I'm here. More. I'll be here from now on. I don't know. Gotcha. But yeah, so yeah, basically, second thing was like, you can proceed your character, from like either killer or survivor, and you can get to P100, things like that. And I actually have two other characters that are P100. The first character that I have for P100 was Ash Williams, or Bruce Campbell, if you want to, go by, like logical, name logic, real name logic, whatever. Second character that I P100 was Skull Merchant on the killer side of things, and now for right now, my focus more or less on trying to get like my next P100 character is Nicolas Cage, because every now and then I do like bringing out Nick Cage, and just hearing like the random stuff that he says and everything like that, and just going from there. So yeah, and also we are rocking we are rocking the all white, the white shirt, white pants. I'm gonna show you guys my little combination of this. So using a trim beard from from this. Got the beaten up t-shirt and the ripped jeans, because I thought these were pretty the kind of thing, and they would fit nicely. So yeah, we're gonna play some DVD and see what happens. See what kind of random values and stuff we can may or may not get from Dramaturgy in of itself. Maybe with additional little perks as well. I don't know. V, Felix, and Laura. And yeah, I said the last time I said the last the last stream, the games that that I had and everything. It's kind of like I'd say like they were pretty decent. There was maybe like one or two that I'd say that maybe there was like one or two that wasn't all that great, but it's kind of like a what can you do type of situation. Now, the one thing I will say that's going to be a bit of a slight annoyance is that because I am not running Deja Vu, I'm not going to be able to see where the fucking gens are, where some gens are. So there's probably going to be that chance. There's probably going to be that possible chance of me running around like crazy trying to figure out where a gen could spawn and hopefully work on one. Yamioka.
How could this be any fun for anybody? It's certainly not fun for me.
And yes, I know. And yes, I know the right saying is Yamaoka. I just like saying Yamioka. I do believe your father is a nemesis. Alright, so first game on, we got Mr. Nemesis. And I think he's gonna make us see stores. Actually, no. I'll say a second. Do I run? Do I stay? I'm kind of surprised in a way. I haven't seen a zombie so far. But then again, like I also could have sworn that there was like something I saw before I started streaming involving Nemesis where it's like they kill switched them or kill switch something. So I'd say for right now, like I'm trying to make it just use dramaturgy for, you know, for like certain moments here and there. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Okay, Laura, let's go. Okay, I was about to say, it's like, you know, there's like, there been no zombies. Wait, what? I was trying to think. I was like, what caused the Jinn to get blocked? Because I was thinking to myself, it's like I was kind of thinking to myself, it's like, you know, it couldn't be fucking. I was like thinking to myself, it's like, you know, no way it could be DMS. At least I don't, you know, because I don't think, you know, DMS could have proc like that. You know, no, it wasn't Grim Embrace because no one was hooked. Always trying to find the thing. Really didn't see me. Ow! Ow! Son of a bitch. Okay, so he's got pain rest because the Lara just, you know, because the Lara just screamed and the progress that, you know, they were on. That bitch. And going probably in the worst way possible. I was trying to figure out like where the fuck the Felix was. Like, can we possibly get this gen done, please? I hope the guy doesn't have fucking Bloodborne. does. Fuck me.
Don't want to be a homicidal freak.
He fucking does. He's... Oh, fucking... Well, looks like he's probably gonna get a 3K out of this. Damn. Damn, dude. That's kind of the reason why it's like, you know, when they hook right away, it's like, you know, I'm trying to, like just to see and everything. It's like, oh, you know, there's like possibility of, you know, they actually have blood, you know, they're starting to like run Bloodborne now. I don't know how okay, so it was DMS, but I don't know how the fuck it activated because, like, you know, nothing happened. Let's see. Unless if it was a Felix, you know, decided to randomly do stuff for some reason. I hate that so much, I do. I would say in a way that technically the Lara got me killed. And like I feel like the Lara technically would, you know, kind of got me killed there because they opened the door, they opened the door, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, it's fucking Bloodwarden. So in case you guys don't know what Bloodwarden is, it's a thing from the Nightmare, aka Freddy Krueger. When next gate is open once per trial when the hook survivor, when you hook a survivor, both exits are blocked for 60 seconds, and you see the auras of survivors when the exit thresholds. So basically, it's basically like a thing where it's like, like someone opens the door, whether it be like, killer or survivor, and the killer hooks the said survivor that has Bloodborne. It'll proc Bloodborne to where, like, it stops stops people from from leaving for a bit. And if they're inside the little exit area, then you can go see their aura. But if not, if you can't get Bloodborne to proc off by blocking the exits, then it's just another thing where it's like, oh, you see where the survivors are if they're in the the exit area. Yeah, it's most unfortunate. Yeah, it's very most unfortunate. It's like I'm kind of put blame on the Lord there because it should have been at most a 2K, like a 2K tie, but what can you do? Alright, so let's see. Here's some of my bond envelopes.
Looks like we're in for it now.
Oh gosh. lobby full of people who are on PlayStation. Go back out at least once for right now. Two non-PlayStation users, Cheryl and Sable. I mean, I guess there's one. Yeah, never mind. But yeah. I'd say you know, one thing about it too, it's like, I think it's one thing too where it's like seeing Kill actually have Bloodborne feels so rare, you know, these days. Like, you know, like you hardly ever see anyone really use Bloodborne. You know, like you rarely see anyone ever use Bloodborne on Killer and everything. And to me, at least, I mean, because you know everyone you know might have like their own different opinions, but to me, I'd say like you know, to me, I'd say it's kind of like a little situation where it feels like so. It feels like a weird, crazy gamble. You know, trying to somehow get value out of Bloodborne. Because Bloodborne is what, because when it comes to Bloodborne, is what is known to be an in-game perk. You know, so you use it mostly for in-game. So it's like, you know, if you can, so you know, so it's like a thing where it's like, you know, if you could somehow, you know, get that, you know, going and everything like that, and it's like, oh, you know, then we'll get some from it. But you know, it's just a rare little thing, and you know, sometimes like you know, you don't really expect you know people to you know, you don't really expect people to have it that much, because and I'm not saying like you know this is gonna happen like all the fucking time, but like you know most of the times that I've seen, it'd be like either like it'd be like a thing of like either like you know like Gen Slowdown or it'd be like either like Gen Slowdown stuff or perks, maybe chase perks, you know, maybe stealth perks and stuff like that. Maybe like a combination of like two different things, but and then there's of course, you know, like I said, you got in-game builds. With some of the in-game, it's like some of the in-game stuff. It's like you know, you can have things like NOAD. You can have things like NOAD, No Way Out, Remember Me, and from one Resident Evil character to another, we got a Wesker. Stop moving! Stop moving! In case anyone don't know, I have unfortunate controller drift. Oh, that is really close by. I'm stuck on foliage. Why can't I hear you? Hello? What? You're one of those people, aren't you? So in case you don't know what's happening, exactly, basically this Nia is trying. So, for those that don't know what's happening, basically this Nia is trying to like throw the game because they're entitled shithead. It's that bitch. Bitch. Like, you bitch. You bitch. I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, basically it's pretty much what one could consider to be like a griefer of some sort. Like someone like who just who will let's like throw the game out of a tantrum. Because they didn't, they don't like like how they went down first, or or whatever. Like sometimes they go, don't like the killer, but it's like they don't like the killer, or they just go down first and whatever. So. One more day. Get her. Nami! Nami! I'm glad this Wesker, you know, is being chill and on the fact that, you know, fucking, you know, we had two people who decided to to bitch out basically. I guess he's just running around. He's running around right now. I was gonna say like, hey, look at this gym. Thank you, Mr. Whisker. Yeah, the Whisker props. Let's see. Yo, this fucking Nia with a P100 as well. Like, how much more bitch made can you be? You know, it's like just wow. You know, like if you didn't want the fucking like if you didn't want to fucking play against the Wesker of all things, you could have just DC'd a fucking penalty or something like that. But no, you decided, you decided to fucking, throw a tantrum and pretty much like, try and, like just go next, try to cost us the game and everything. let's see. That. Sportsmanlike. I was gonna say DC during game. But I will say, like, you know, but I will say, like, you know, I appreciate the West. I appreciate that Wesker, you know, for being chill despite the fact, you know, it being chill, you know, despite the fact that you know we had, you know, two teammates, you know, like who decided, you know, to like throw the game and just like straight up DC, you know, because you know, they wanted to be bitch maids and everything. And okay, so I'm gonna go a bit of a I'm gonna talk with you guys a little bit before I go on my next one, okay? Because you know, because that's something that's because I say this is a thing that kind of like you know could you know be a thing you know could be you know addressed you know talked about or whatever. So I know that you know not every killer is going you know to always you know be I know not every killer is going to be like you know let's be like you know the Mr. You know the Mr. or Mrs. Nice you know person you know because of how you know because of how like you know someone you know on this five-sided thing you know, decided to throw a tantrum and you know like throw the game and everything like that. I know some people ain't gonna always do that, but it is very appreciative. But it's very appreciative of you know killers that you know like you know that know that you know survivors are trying to cost other people you know the game or whatever and you know and actually and will actually like you know like let them escape you know or like you know let them do gens and you know stuff like that. Now I can understand like you know sometimes be like oh I'm gonna let you do gens but I'm still gonna kill you and you know at the end game or whatever you know and all that stuff and it's just like and it's just like you know it is what it is. But like I appreciate killers like that. You know, they're like, hey, you know, you had two really shitty teammates, so I'm going to you know, just kill them. You know, let you guys you know maybe do like a little bit of farming and just you know let you be on your way. And you know to the and like you know to the Laura and the Nia, you know, it's just again you know they're just like you know entitled fuckheads. You know, and I'm gonna say this, okay? Like, I try to play out every match. I try to play out every match that I can. You know, even if it might not be like you know like a winnable outcome, you know whatever. But there are those like few, and I mean like rare, one in a billion chances, you know, type of thing where it's like you know I might DC against something. You know where it's like oh I'm only gonna like just because. Because I will admit this, okay? I'll straight up admit this. Um, I not too long ago, I was in a match against a dredge. Now, I believe this dredge had a
no one feed the crows, please.
So I believe that this dredge had an add-on to where as soon as the game you know, loads in, it's automatically nightfall. Now, I will admit I was a little tilted, because when you're dealing with a dredge, and you're dealing with Nightfall, it feels like you barely can see anything. It's it makes lights out. Probably, it's like everything just turns off, and you can barely see fuck all. Unless you feel like maybe you have unless maybe you have some sort of perk or two or something like that. Maybe be able to see certain things. Like maybe like Bond for survivors, or Deja Vu for gens. Windows or 5 moves ahead for pallets and vaults and stuff like that. That's usually really about it. And I will admit, I actually DC'd because I didn't really want to because I was kind of heated, and I didn't really want to go against the killer. And this may be one of those little situations where it's I might have taken things too seriously or whatever, but at one point in time, once upon a random time, when I was pretty much just starting in, just starting, getting the hang of, playing the game. I basically, I got the game, try to have my first little experience on Survivor and everything like that. The first killer I ever went up against was a dredge, and they were not the nicest dredge ever. And I know some people are going to say oh, you're taking this, and I know some people, and the word I'm about to use is something I know people are going to kind of go over and say it's not really toxic, or anything like that. But to me, I found that to be toxic behavior. It was like a bitch-made behavior, because basically what was going on was this red was just doing nothing but slugging, tunneling, camping, hitting on hook. It was seriously bitch made. It was like a bitch made type of thing. And I know there's and again, I know there's people are gonna say that's nothing compared to actual toxicity and everything like that. And you know what? Fair enough. I know there's far worse things, but it was not. But it was one of those experiences where it's the first time ever playing playing a role, and and you're just met with someone who wants to be a complete ass. And so every now and then when I see I'm going up against a dredge, there's kind of a little bit of that mind of there's kind of that little nick in the back of my mind that's oh god, I'm saying this sarcastically, but I sometimes have this this feeling of oh, I'm getting some kind of PTSD type vibes, or something like that. Granted, I still try and play out a lot of the matches best I can, but there's just that first time experience where it's I go up against this particular killer, first game ever, and it's just was not the best experience you can think of. But I know there's the whole situation of people that, because and this is another thing too, okay. And like I said, I know I'm rambling and all that, but like I said, I just want to kind of just get the stuff off my chest. I know the whole situation of DBD is probably one of the top communities that are very toxic, and everything like that. Not the best community that you want to be in, stuff like that. And it's yeah, but then again, it's it's one of those situations where it's I try and take the good with the bad, and everything in between. But it's just annoying, and it's just annoying, and overall just sucks how some people, and I will admit that there's more survivors that do this versus killers. Even though I'm not saying that killers have a clean slate or whatever, because sometimes killers have had because sometimes killers do have those entitlements, whether they want to admit it or not. But seeing what that Meg did, where it's oh, they won't, they wouldn't, let you, wouldn't let you, get, they wouldn't let you to where you couldn't be able to heal them, and there's like, and there's like, just like, they're vaulting, they're like they're fast vault locations and stuff like that, try to make noise, and they'll just like, go around throwing down, like all kinds of pallets, just because like you're in a tantrum or something like that, it's just it just sucks, like it just sucks, for like the other players involved, because and even though like I don't have like the whole fucking stats statistics bullshittery and all that stuff, but like because I know like cause I know there are people who might be in Swifts. I know sometimes there's also going to be people like me that are playing trying that are playing solo queue. So it's like, oh, I'm trying this to play the game as best as I can, and just hope for like like a nice decent game. Even if I even if I may not like survive to like the end or whatever, but it just sucks, having to deal with that shit. Just coming across people, it's just like, oh, I was like, oh, like I don't like this killer, so I'm just going to just DC every time I'm just going to just like, just fucking DC every time I see him, or if I go down, and it's like, oh, like I'm going, I'm going to just like, DC from there, or just, just do this and that, and it's just, it's annoying to see, it sucks. And it's one of those things where it's like, it hurts, the experience of, trying to play the game. But, like I say, like I said though, the silver lining of all that though was the Wesker was chill, allowed us to live, and we gave him, did a little, gave him a little bit of thing, of like, getting some hooks on us and everything like that. So, yeah. So yeah, like I say, it's one of those little situations where it's like, it sucks to deal with, when, you have teammates like that and everything, and, the only thing you can do the only thing you can do hopefully is, is just maybe have a killer that, may give mercy on those, who, are not like, that, like that Nia that, that we, came across. And even though like I don't really do this a whole lot, but I'm probably gonna see about maybe clipping that little moment. Oh. Probably I might see about probably clipping that moment, just showing like how fucked up things like that can be. Green pie and sweet juicy torties. The Dentist of Dog Saloon.
Take the part. It's a good movie, he says. What's the
What's
worst thing that can happen?
And we got someone who's playing, who's running No Mither. Hold on. Like, what are you running No Mither for? I found a gem that's not corrupted or mentioned. Hey, I believe you'll finally got a Mikey. Yeah, that sound right there confirms it. Oh, fucked it. So we got corrupt intervention and supposedly throwing tremors. Alright. Good morning, man. Yikes. You go one way, I go another. A Mikey on that dog. Oh, you know this is gonna be a thing. I'm dead. Ow! I got one shotted. My, not Mike. My Mike. You got a very shiny ass knife there. You got one shiny ass knife there. You know that. Yep. Oh, you know he's coming.
Stop!
He's on my tricks, apparently. Ow. I fucked that. I guess I am the one. That's probably gonna be going out first. Again, I don't think I'm living to see, was that Pop? This motherfucker, I don't know if I won't get saved or not. There you go. Didn't mean to pop that, but it's whatever. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. Like you're on your own at this point. Down the hole. Fuck. Well, I do believe you'll find we are bone around.
Stand up. We're gonna keep going back to the toy store. You can't take them from us.
That friggin' penny thing too.
Stop!
Oh, someone had a fucking path drop. And I'm deader than hell. I've been Memorial Test. Like, ouch, my everything. I gotta go far. Rock slide. Wait, what? I'm trying to think. Did he didn't have a Mori. So this was like an add. This is like one of the add-on things where it's like, oh, if you're in, if you're in like tier 3 and all that stuff.
I don't want to piss on the parade here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna die, aren't we? If we're not already dead.
Thanks, though. 16 envelopes left. Story. Well, let's see what it is. Jeez, man, the fucking weird the whole thing. Yeah, that's the thing about, that's the true thing about the crows. Man, I remember, there's times that I remember where it was like, there were times where I remember that like, that I was like playing killer, and I would have like those moments where, like I would get like I would get like the random notifications here and there, because there was a survivor that was like AFK the whole entire time, or just not really doing anything. Sometimes we're not going to get into this, we're not going to get into a session. Let me check something real quick. Huh. But anyway, but yeah, like I remember, like, I think I might have told this story like a long time ago and whatever, but there's one time where I was playing killer and there was a survivor. Well, actually it was at most a two-person swift, like, one person playing with a friend and everything, and one of the people was a streamer, and they had their friend joining. throw more wreckage. Oh, we had a ghoul. Apparently the ghoul couldn't be able to get in. Uh-oh. Yeah, I get that. Like, you know, let me go next. So apparently, I guess the ghoul player couldn't be able to get in. Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying though, we had so like I said that
I don't want to hear another one of those ridiculous crows.
So yeah, basically like a long time ago, when I was playing Killer, there was a couple of people that were playing together. One of them was a TTVer and everything, and they had a friend of theirs who was doing bumblefuck all, meaning like, you know, they were not touching gens, they were not going for unhooks or anything like that. They were pretty much just doing nothing to the point where they would always be getting crows. And I always remember, and I remember like there was a time where, and I remember like there was a time where there would be like those times where it's like, oh, I have those players every now and then, right? So, you know, like every time I would get like the notification and everything like that, I'd find like, you know, I'd find this person, you know, like I see I find I find this person like in like a locker or something, right? And the next thing I know, it's like, I hook them, I give them a smack on the hook, for being bitch made of, just hot, being a little coward, not, playing the game or whatever. And then, after the game, I, see one of them is a streamer. I go and say GG's, and I talk about, the person, who was not playing, and find out find out that there was a friend of theirs, and then coming to find out, it's like, and then coming to the point of like, finding out, it's like, oh, not only is it a friend of theirs, but they also seemingly call out the fact that, that they weren't doing anything. So like, I call them out for it. I was like, hey, tell your friend, to actually play the game or, get off because, you pretty much, you're pretty much being a detriment, to people. But streamer person was not having it. It's like, hey, you don't tell my friend what to do and all that stuff. I'm like, well, then, tell your friends to fucking play the game and not be hiding like a little bitch. And then, to the point where they straight up, or the point where they, to the point where like they actually ended up banning me. And I'm like, I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm just like, you're pretty much just setting a bad example, like you're for that, you're basically like, you're not calling your friend out on, shitty, only like, shitty, behavior in the game, not calling them out for like, hey, play the game, do this, that, and whatever. But no, like no accountability, like responsibility or whatever. So, yeah. Oh hey, I see an ash. A bloody ash. Just dealing. Might see if they're live after this game. But yeah, like I really hate people, I really hate seeing people doing that. I'd say probably like still the craziest thing that I ever saw from the Survivor side of things while I was playing Killer was, um, one time I was playing Skull Merchant and like and we were on like and like the what was it, I think it's like Dead Sands or whatever, the the brightest, sandiest map or whatever. Not even like a few seconds in or whatever, it's like I put up like one drone. And, put up like one drone. And I put up like one fucking drone. I'm coming, man. I'm coming. And where are we going? Oh, we got a Vecna. We got ourselves a Vecnus. Or could it be a Henry? I don't know what they're doing. I'm kind of scared. Yeah. And unfortunately I can't use dramaturgy because I am injured.
I will not be denied.
Ouchie's my everything. Okay, so yeah, pain res, we know that. Hey, yo. I feel like you could have saved me there. Hey, here's you. Heal me, you bitch. Thank you. Yeah, he's off to me. Ow. God damn it! I feel like we're back here again, huh? Oh no. Well, I think we're dead in hell. He's a funny little thing, I know, isn't it? Well, hopefully he's going to go get that because I'm already on death hook. God damn it. Ow. Oh, shit. Ah. Well, I'm dead. Maybe I can live a little longer, who knows? I gotta find a fucking gin to work on. Uh-oh.
Soon. You will not escape.
Maybe. But I'm still going its way, god damn it. I'm coming, Ash. Now stop moving, please. Where are we going?
I have prepared.
I think you gonna let me do a thing.
You are stronger than I expected.
Oh! I can't see a fucking thing. Okay, so I believe the gen, center gens, yep, gen is completed. Uh-oh.
It begins.
Fantastic.
Phew. Yeah, don't you? Alright, give me a sec. This them? It is them. I'm in an ad right now. Let me see something real quick. Oh, apparently someone doesn't really store VODs or something. Able to watch VODs and whatnot. Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to boost from you guys because I'm going to use the bathroom and probably get me another Coca-Cola to drink. So, yeah. Alright, I am back. I'm trying to think. Do I want to keep the level that as it is? Do I want to change something? Oh, hold on. Alright.
I got a bad feeling. A real bad feeling.
Alright, so in one of the, as I was looking at blah, blah. It's weird, I can check, man, I really can't. So when I was looking at some stuff about what kind of perks I could use for with dramaturgy. I think one of the alternative ideas, or it might have been like one of the main ones actually, but one of the things they were talking about was using Fixated from Nancy Weed, or thinking while walking, gain 20% haste, and you see your own scratch marks. So I'm not saying like finesse is bad or anything like that, but I might try Fixated for a little bit. Yeah, just for the hell of it, see what happens. So yeah, I might play around with Fixated a little bit, anything. But I will say though, that dramaturgy, I feel like, definitely helped out quite a bit with the Undergate
Now,
portal
wait.
things.
How did I end up here?
Undergate portal things with the Feist, aka Vecna 2. I still never really understand that, but I always kind of find it funny. It's like we got two Vecnas in this game. Um, we got Vecna the Lich from Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D for short, and then we got Vecna. We got the first, aka Vecna from Stranger Things. Yeah, it's like he's called the first, but yet, it's like he's called the first, but yet he's the second. But yeah, like he's the second Vecna, in the game. So, yeah. I mean, even though I never really watched Stranger Things, probably wouldn't be my cup of tea, as one would say. But it's like, maybe it has something to do with that. Like maybe there's a reason why he's called the first, as far as the killer name goes. Gardon of Joy. And we got Chucky. Yeah, don't bring the fucker here. Woohoo! Ow. Oh, I was hoping the... Anubis. Where was that at? Was that my gen? Or was that something close? That look kind of like my gen. There she goes. Hey, can I perhaps get a little bit of help up in this bitch, please? Thank you. Ow! I can stop moving.
We're gonna stand
And
up.
I'm dead. Ow.
I'm just having one of those nights. One of those nights.
Yeah, I think it will be the odd man out. The first song will be the odd one out. Ah, come on. God damn it. And now I'm playing Faglan because I'm already dead. Sad. Choose a sad moment. Yep. That was a ting and a half.
I'm not liking the mojo here.
Game fucking repair engines. I don't know. Let's see. I'm very curious about, like, you know, trying this, trying a wide open throttle. I don't know. We'll try it for the hell of it, I guess. You know, it's like having, like, randomly having, like, you know, fucking 5 moves ahead, wide open throttle, some. A Fogman was Tings as their name, because I don't know what, because that could be what's a gobbledygook. Hello? I'm about to say, it's like, you know, are we going to go into a game, or? How about that gobbledygook? Red Forest.
This is surreal.
Oh, Lonely Goose apparently is the thing's name. And we are saved the Dracula. That's the sound of Dracula going into a bat form. That's close. Oh, I think he's got that one add-on. Oh, he's got painless tooth. Fuck. So I believe he's got that one. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but I remember it's like, yeah, it's this one add-on where once the generator is complete, you have like temporary random temporary hellfire like going all around them. And he managed to actually get value out of it from the. He managed to actually get value from it from hitting the tornado. I think he has turned back the clock because he literally, that Gen Z went. Yeah, he must have turned back the clock. Can you stop moving, please? Hold on. question is, where is that one gen? Or the question is, where's that one gen at that Fang was working on? Oh, wait. How come I didn't? I'm about to say, how come I didn't? How come you were healed? I'm so confused. Ow! I was hoping to get into the fucking locker. And I'm going to basement. Damn. Melodies Beach, Melodies Beach. Melodies Beach, Melodies Beach. Alright. Level up. Reward granted. 380 shields. Oh, that's for one fucking beamer. So yeah, I was right. So he had, so they had turn back the clock. So interesting, very interesting. What was that? What was that? So yeah, Cube of Zoe. I'm gonna say Cube of Zoe. When Jared's complete, create pills or hellfire around the Dark Lord for 10 seconds. I believe I remember actually using this once when I was like kind of playing for the playing for the adept on him. I think like if I remember correctly, it's like I was known to like use this because it's like, hey, if I can't build to get anything this way, then it's like, oh, hey, I can build to if I can have like a little something that can maybe help me in some sort of way. Or filters hold on, or new virus survivors. Hey. Three. And I'm like just like randomly thinking. Let's see. Put finesse back on for right now. Trying to think. Chased by the killer, you see the war with then with most progress. When you drop a pallet, you see the killer's aura for 6 seconds. Never really used troubleshooter. You know what? Even though like I'm probably we'll try a troubleshooter just for the hell of it, I guess. Especially because I feel like the one thing I kind of like is making me wanting to try it is the whenever you drop a pallet, you see the killer's aura for 6 seconds. So I'm kind of like thinking about like oh well, Parrot was like 5 moves ahead, whatnot. So it's like oh I can go drop the thing a bit earlier and then and all that. So. Quality, V, and Ace. Sure, I guess. Zip, zap, bippity bop. I'm also kind of trying to think about like the possibility of like what you could use. Even though like I'm not much of like a chaser person. I'm more of like a gen doer. But I'm just like randomly thinking to myself, it's like what if you were to do something like maybe pair troubleshooter with 5 moves ahead, maybe wide open throttle and something else. Oh, look here, Herschel. Hey, we got Creosu. A little bit of Mars. Oh. Wow. Oh my god, that had me dying. Oh my god, dude, that definitely needs a clip. That definitely needs a fucking clip. Like I throw one pallet down, all of a sudden just hold on. uh, can't miss the Claude. Ugh. So let me kind of like, let me kind of like examine. So let me kind of like, examine this a little bit. So the Cross 2 apparently had an in-game build. They had Remember Me, Blood Warden, and No Way Out. So you know, they had, so basically this Cross 2 had an in-game build, okay, and they had the solution, and apparently they had the solution, you know, for like, oh, you know, be like you're trying to, you know, like vault pallets, you know, while you're injured and everything like that. One fucking miss, and all of a sudden they just DC. Despite the fact that despite the fact as well as like, you know, you know, they had, you know, they had like everyone infected from the start. I wish someone was able to clip that.
Wake up!
Like I really wish someone was able to fucking clip that, man. And you know, this might be like an idea I might try and do next time I decide to play this in DVD. Even though, like, I think like probably the next time I might do it, there might be some game modes, stuff like that, cause oh, excuse me, cause I did a little, cause I saw a little video and everything like that about but like the well, I saw a video that was talking about, like, you know, the changes that happened, the latest update versions, you know, whatever. And I saw there was a thing about like I think it's like the summer game thing or whatever. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but basically, from what I can understand, was that there's going to be like, I think, 3 game modes back to back to back. That's going to be happening, and I think it's like, I think like Chaos Shuffle is the first one, Lights Out's number 2, and then and then GV8's the third. You know, part of me actually wants to end because I want to actually try and go clip that. I want to try and fucking clip that moment. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here because that was a hell of a way to that was a hell of a little ending right there. And like I said, I think it's pretty funny as fuck. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think we might try like a random little build, a troubleshooter. Matter of fact, let me kind of let me do a thing. So fibers ahead. Wide open throttle. Trying to be like what else we could do. Curiouser and curiouser. Ha-ho-he.
Only thing missing is a nice, scary story by the fire.
We'll do that for right now, I think. We'll do that for right now. Well, I'm thinking about maybe fucking using this thing. Actually, hold on. I just thought of something. Yeah, quick and quiet. That's the thing. So next time I decide to play some DVD, with perks and all that, we might we might experiment with this, and see what happens. But yeah. Like I'm lucky. I will say, I'm pretty lucky that that the Cross Suit actually fully committed, to actually going around like that. So. But yeah, my next planned stream, if everything goes well, will hopefully be I bet it's gonna be tomorrow since it's now Tuesday, I believe. Yep, it's now Tuesday. So yeah, my next planned stream, if everything goes well, will hopefully be tomorrow, aka Tuesday. For right now, I'm gonna be trying to do some more weapons bought Wednesday with the Lou mod for Doom 1. We're gonna be trying to see about finishing the other, the remaining levels and stuff from episode 1, aka Knee Deep in the Dead. And then probably on Thursday at most, I'll be starting another fun run on Elden Ring Night Rain, where I play the Havel Raider, where I play as the Raider, and I make a and I play with a build that's as best I can do for making the Havel monster in the game. But yeah. That word. Alright. I have a possible idea. I don't know this person or anything like that, but we're gonna see what happens. Alright, so yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be if we can raid this person, but they haven't been live for that long, so so if I see someone who hasn't been live for that long, then chances are I might try and see about raiding them and everything. Can we do this raid? We can apparently. Alright, so if you enjoyed what you saw today and everything, and you watch this on Twitch, feel free to give the channel a follow and become a Rumble Maniac today. If you want to follow me anywhere else online, you can check out my YouTube channel, give it a sub, and all the usual good stuff. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, maybe in Blue Sky as well. And until I see y'all in the next video or live stream, as always, take care everybody, and I hope you have a good week or weekend.